Super excited to bring you episode 1 of the Fix Your Follow-Up content series. And our first piece, we're going to talk about the devastating impacts of poor follow-up in your business, right? So before we jump into that topic, let's clearly define on what poor follow-up really looks like, because I talk to a lot of businesses that think their follow-up is good, and unfortunately, it's just not cutting it, right? And they're losing a lot of revenue because of it, right? So your follow-up is poor if, number one, you're not responding to leads within 5 minutes, okay? The attention span of people on the internet is very, very small. So if you're doing any type of a lead generation campaign, or you're getting inquiries from your website chat, whatever it is, if you're not responding within 5 minutes, you're missing a tremendous amount of opportunity. And in most cases, it's getting worse. It's more like 3 minutes, right? Your follow-up is poor if you're not following up at least 5 times with leads. Okay, the data, you can't hide from the data. The data states that 80% of business comes after the 5th contact. And unfortunately, 50% of businesses right now, they're not even following up once. So if you're not following up at least 5 times, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay, and the last indicator that your follow-up was bad is if you're not communicating with your existing customer base, right? You likely have a CRM or a list of customers that you've accumulated throughout the years, people that have spent money with you. That is an absolute gold mine. And if you're not touching that database and not reaching out to them at least once a month, your follow-up is poor, and it's costing you a lot more money than you think.
Okay, so now that we know what poor follow-up looks like, there are 3 ways that poor follow-up is absolutely devastating your business, and you may not know it. Number 1, the lifetime value of a customer. Okay, you have to start thinking in terms of how much business that customer could give you throughout the life of your business, right? So let's just say that you miss a lead and you didn't follow up with them, and then your competitors did. Not only are you missing out on that first sale, you're missing out on the second sale, the third sale, and whatever they would spend with you throughout the life of your business. On top of that, you're missing out on any referrals that person could possibly give you, right? So missing out on a call that comes in, or you're not responding within 5 minutes, or you're not following up 5 times, you're missing out on the lifetime value that customer can bring to your table. Number 2, it's the start of a bad customer experience, right? And a bad customer experience is extremely costly for businesses. Okay, so a person reaches out to you and doesn't receive the follow-up. They may give you a second chance, right? You may have called them back in a day and they were still looking, assuming, of course, that your competitors didn't sweep them up. But you're setting the tone for a bad customer experience. And what happens with the bad customer experience is that ends up being a negative review, right? Somebody goes to Google and leaves a bad review. It happens all of the time. They may not even do business with you. But if the follow-up is poor and they had an urgent desire or a problem that they needed solved and they went to a competitor, there's a good chance they're going to go on Google and leave you a negative review, right? Reviews are always a lagging indicator, right? When somebody leaves a bad review, it's because of a bad customer experience, right? So if you're not following up the right way, you're setting the tone for a poor customer experience, which could eventually hurt your reputation and hurt your bottom line down the road. And the third devastating impact on your business is that you're making it easy for your competitors that have figured out the follow-up, right? So if you're not following up, you didn't respond, you didn't follow up 5 times, and your competitor did, or they just did it a little bit better than you, you're making it extremely easy for your competitor to basically eat your lunch and take business that should be yours, right? So that customer now goes to them. Now they get the lifetime value of the customer. They're going to get the first, second, third, fourth, however many purchases that person may give that business over the lifetime value of the business. You're losing that to your competitor, and any referral opportunities that could come from securing that person as a customer. So now you know what poor follow-up looks like. If you're not following up within 5 minutes, you're not following up at least 5 times, and you're not reaching out to your customer database once a month, you need to fix your follow-up, right? And now you learn the devastating impacts and how much money it could potentially be costing your business for having poor follow-up, right? Devastating impacts, lifetime value of the customer, right? How many times they're going to buy from you over and over again, and the referral opportunities, right? So if any of this speaks to you, what you need to do is fix your follow-up and do it sooner than later. I'll see you on the next video.